So you're moving to Baltimore City and you want to be around great restaurants, great shops, and close to the waterfront, you really have to consider Harbor East. Welcome to this episode where we're going to go over all of the market data for Harbor East. We're going to talk about all the different types of its only condos in Harbor East. And then we're going to talk about what you can get for $500,000 in Harbor East. I'm here with Caitlin and Nick. Hey, guys.
Howdy do.
Hello.
Why do you love Harbor East?
First and foremost, the restaurants for me. I mean, there are so many great restaurants in Harbor East. If you're looking for Italian, sushi, if you're looking for a tasting menu style restaurant, like it's there. Anything you want.
Plus Lululemon.
That was mine. I was to show how basic I am. My two favorite things are Lululemon and Whole Foods.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Nick has like 10 different colors of his leggings, like that are.
I have good legs.
I love that for
what
you,
can
Nick.
I say? You know.
Patagonia just opened.
Oh, that's
one of
right.
like flagship stores. So the shopping's great. What about you, Nick?
Well, like I said, Whole Foods, Lululemon. I also like the walkability right on the water, the promenade. You know, it's really just kind of quintessential like downtown Baltimore. It's really nice.
We had a client friend in from Australia. We took him to Zumi, our favorite sushi place in Harbor East, and oh man, he's just couldn't stop talking about how good it was.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
Yeah, it's so let's jump into Harbor East. So Harbor East is a part of town. It's a newer part of town that's been developed over like the last 20 years. It's all condos. Now it's close to some neighborhoods with townhomes like Little Italy and Fells Point, but it's all condos. And when you look at the market data, it tells us a kind of interesting story, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's really kind of funky. It's not what you would see in a typical market where it shows us like over the past year listings are down 50%, pendings are down like 66%. So it's really skewed just because of the wide range of types of condos that you can get in Harbor East.
Yeah, so the volume's low. You have like new listings at 3, you have new pendings at 1, you have closed sales. And we're talking about the month of May year over year, 2022 to 2023.
Yeah.
So we're talking about low volumes, and then we're talking about like anywhere from 200,000 to like 4.5 million.
Yeah.
Right.
So when it talks about the market coming down, 50%, I mean, you can't look at actually the market. You have to look at the building and the price point, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, you look at something like average days on market at 100,
Right.
when the 5-year average is 47,
Yeah.
but you just have too wide a range of data. So you got to work with somebody like us.
Yeah.
They can show you like what's happening at your price point in your building, and really break it down so you understand that specific niche, right?
For sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, Harbor East has some great buildings, right? Let's talk about. So, you want to move into Harbor East? What's the entry level to get into Harbor East?
Say the $200,000 range is probably your best entry point. I mean, there's two buildings in particular that come to mind: is the Vue and 850 Aliceanna. You can get a good 1-bedroom, maybe 1.5 bath in the 200,000s.
Yeah, and 850 Aliceanna, not a lot of units, and they have a very industrial kind of feel, a lot of concrete, really cool kind of New York loft style feel. The Vue.
Yeah, the thing that I love in the Vue, even though they have those smaller units that are at a more approachable price point, they have these like floor to ceiling windows that just make it feel more open, even though it is a smaller space. It's a cool building.
Yeah, 29 stories, like 148 condos.
Yeah, huge.
So, and in that building, I mean, you have sales, you can get in at 200, but they go upwards of over $1 million for some of the higher, great water views.
Yeah.
And I also like what's outside your front door. I mean, you have the movie theater that just reopened after a massive renovation right there, as well as the MAC, which is a gym right outside the front door pretty much.
A really nice gym.
Pool.
Yeah, a really nice gym.
Years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat the amenities within like a 4-block radius of living there. You have good coffee. I mean, the best restaurant scene in all of the city, I think. I would argue.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's Needs, which just opened if you're looking for coffee and pastries. Like, they've really upped everything in there. Just keeps getting better, I think, in that neighborhood.
So, once you get into like larger condos, 2 bedrooms, more buildings with amenities, and that's another thing too. If you've never bought a condo, you're going to see a range of condo fees. I mean, they go from anywhere from like $400 upwards to $6,000 a month, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's all dependent on your price point as
Yep.
well. You know, they're always varied.
And you're getting something for that money, I mean, yeah, that's what's paying for the amenities that you're getting with that unit. So
yeah, we'll get into the Four Seasons. Got a ton of amenities, and but that's what you're buying. You're buying that luxury living. I mean, it is truly luxury living.
Yeah.
But there are some stops on the way, right? So
Yes.
you have like 1400 Lancaster is a building that is literally on the border of Fells Point and Harbor East, and it doesn't. That building doesn't have a lot of amenities, so it doesn't have really high condo fees. But it's got really cool units. It's got, matter of fact, it's got some units on the 3rd floor that are super unique. They actually have a large, over 20-foot long courtyard with a separate studio apartment.
that's cool.
Oh, I think we've had clients that have had big trees in the back. They had big trees craned in.
That's awesome.
Really, really cool spaces. But once you get into 1400 Lancaster, what price range are we talking?
I mean, you're probably looking for 2 bedrooms right around the $400,000 range, give or take a few thousand on either side.
Yeah,
And that's for entry level.
and then it goes up into the 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then Spinnaker Bay is a great building.
Yep, I love Spinnaker. My husband and I actually used to rent an apartment in that building. The condos there range anywhere from 500,000 up into the 1.2, 1.3, depending. And it's a really cool building. They have a rooftop terrace, which is really nice, a rooftop pool.
Yeah.
They have a gym. You're getting it all. Like their entryway is very cool. They have like a separate entry for their condo owners, which a lot of condo owners really like.
Yep.
And I mean, as far as the apartments in that building too, I think what makes it interesting, the building is built in 2005. So compared to some of the other apartment options in Harbor East, it's a little bit more approachable. Like you can rent an apartment in that building for $2,100 a month, and it's like a little bit more dated, but still really nice, and you're getting all the amenities, and you're in Harbor East.
Right. I mean, that building is it's 316 apartments, and it's like 32 condos.
Yeah.
Then most of the condos are water oriented.
Yeah.
And right facing the marina there in Four Seasons, you got actually the Under Armour flagship store across the street there. Lebanese Taverna is in that building.
Great restaurant.
The Italian place.
Chingale.
So good.
Yeah.
And then Charleston, right.
Yeah, right across the street.
You're just surrounded by
Yes.
really, really, really good food choices. So the luxury offerings. I mean, a lot of the buildings, like we talked about, the Vue has some luxury offerings in that building. But when you think of luxury, I think you think of the Liberty,
Yeah.
and then the Four Seasons. And we'll talk about both of those, right?
Yeah.
So to get into those buildings, what price point are we talking?
Well, I think for the higher end, it's definitely the Four Seasons. And to get an entry level there, which is 1 bedroom, 1.5 bath, you're looking at right around $700,000.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's the prestige of the Four Seasons, and they can go as high as penthouses ranging to like $4 or $5 million.
Yep.
They had an $8 million sale on there. So I mean, I think they're they have a couple Mac Daddy units. The one that went for 8, 5. But yeah, I mean, you're primarily going to see that range from 700 to like 4.5, right?
Yeah.
Then the Liberty, which is a newer building, has the Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Right on the main floor.
The
Yeah.
liquor store.
The Bin 60.
Bin 604.
Yeah.
Bin
Moved
604,
over
which is a
there.
really nice wine store
Yeah.
right there. They just moved to the main floor of that building.
And so that's apartments, and then it has some condos, right?
Yep. It only has 33 units. They consider themselves a boutique condo building. And they are, I mean, they're really beautiful.
Yeah.
They spared no expense making that place feel luxurious and very tasteful, very open and spacious.
Massive, big floor-to-ceiling windows, high ceilings, really modern kitchens, modern bathrooms, everything you would see from like waterfall, countertops in the kitchens, really good tile in the bathrooms.
And I can't emphasize enough how cool it is to not have to leave your building to go to Whole Foods.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
For the people who don't like to venture out too much, I mean, that's the way to go. It's it's a really nice building, and they have a lot of rooms. They have an infinity pool. Some of the amenities that the building features.
Yeah, their shared community space between the apartments and the condos is just really nice, new, really well thought out, and good party space. Yeah, for sure. So let's circle back and talk about what you can get for $500,000. I mean, there are choices in Harbor East. Really depends on sort of what level of luxury you want to live, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So at $500,000, you're looking at either 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom condos for sure. Mostly it would be in the Vue 850 Aliceanna, and then there are actually some options at $500,000 for 1400 Lancaster too, which is great.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the Liberty and Four Seasons are just out of reach, right?
Yeah. Just out of reach there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so Caitlin, Nick, myself, we are all real estate agents, and we work for the greatest moves team at RE/MAX Advantage. We are right outside of Harbor East. We love working here. We know the market. We know the buildings. It's real easy to come visit if you want to check out any of these buildings. So in this post, we're going to have a dynamic link to market data that goes back for 3 years, so you'll be able to watch and see what's happening. We also have a buyer resource center, a seller resource center. If you like this content and want to see more videos like this, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next episode. Take care.